Welcome back, beautiful humans, back to Kick Up Flicks. My name is Chris D. I hope you guys have had a wonderful month. And if this is your first time here, I welcome you. This is where we're here to kind of talk about opinions on what we think about each movie or anime, anything that kind of has to do with film or anything that I kind of review or you want me to review at the end of the day. However, today we're going to be looking over at Marriage Story. I actually really did like this movie. Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson did a wonderful job. Adam Driver plays a guy named Charlie, and Scarlett Johansson plays a character named Nicole. And they have a wonderful child. And Adam Driver plays this narcissistic character that pretty much cares about himself and kind of passes off everything else. Scarlett Johansson plays a character that, is not really heard, but at the same time doesn't even really speak up, and she stands up for herself at some point in time, and to see that the rawness in their relationship. So if you're not used to seeing this kind of film, or if you've never seen it before, if you haven't seen this film yet, I would advise you to really go see it. It's a really wonderful watch. It has very strong arguments and opinions on whose side would you take, or understanding, or even how something like miscommunication or not being able to go to therapy, you do go to therapy. It also takes a very sharp and interesting point of view on cheating. So with all that in mind, as it's being brought up throughout the whole entire story, you're really challenged to think about, like, how would you handle this kind of situation? Which also, I would wonder, how would you handle any part within this movie? What is your favorite part? What is your least favorite part? My favorite part is when they have their big gigantic argument at some point in time during the movie. It was a beautiful long take, how they were listening to each other and really taking each other in, and it felt real, and it almost, to be honest, it brought tears to my eyes. And I was really surprised just in the fact of how much each person put into their characters. Another thing to kind of keep in mind within this movie is that, you do deal with lawyers and how lawyers kind of take over their lives. Lauren Dern plays one lawyer, and Ray Liotta plays another lawyer that they're like the nastiest of nasty lawyers. They don't mind being cutthroat toward each other, and at the same time being professional. So they want the best for their clients, and neither one of them come cheap. And this also goes to show that how going through a divorce and going through lawyers can be highly expensive. In the whole beginning narrative was that Charlie would want everything to be handled without going to court, or everything to be very simple, and the way he kind of wants it to go. And Nicole was kind of like, yeah, sure, why not? And then all of a sudden it was kind of like, no, well, maybe we should do this. And you actually she wants to explore and live her life finally, instead of just following in Charlie's footsteps. And that's one thing I actually really love about this movie, how Nicole ends up growing, being able to express herself, going from being an actor for so many years and growing into directing what she's always wanted to do, instead of living vicariously through her husband and being in a relationship that she felt stuck in. She finally, toward the end of the movie, got to be the director she wants to be, and grow and expand her own career. And Charlie had to make a hard choice on what he was going to do with his career. Does he go back and to California, because currently they live in New York? Do they go back to California and to stay with his family, or does he live in New York and being estranged for his son? I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened right now. And one thing that I think that was very powerful in this movie is how they brought the ending and the beginning together by letting Charlie read what Nicole had written in the beginning. And I think that was a nice touch to a movie, and a good way to kind of wind it down to an end, because it gave you that hope of, would they get back together? Would you want them to get back together, or should they stay single? The movie's point blank and very clear. The characters that don't need to be there are just not there. They don't have characters there that are pointless or just there for comedic reason. Yeah, sometimes you get some good actors in there that kind of raise the stakes, or it shows you that sometimes if you hire the wrong lawyer, that it's okay to say, no, I cannot have you. I need someone who's going to fight for me instead of somebody who just wants me to take the easy road. So there's a lot to learn from this movie. I just wonder what your opinion is, to be honest. So comment down below and let me know. And if you like this and you want to see more, subscribe, hit the like button. Definitely hit the like button, because that YouTube algorithm and everything will definitely help me out just a wee bit. But thank you so much. Till next time, I love you and have a wonderful, wonderful time. Peace.